The 2025 International Film Awards had already carved itself into history, but nothing compared to the moment the presenter opened the envelope and declared, "And the best actor goes to Sam Heughan." The room exploded. Thunderous applause shook the grand auditorium. Camera flashes lit up the hall like a storm. In that heartbeat, years of sacrifice, persistence, and hope crystallized into one of the most powerful moments of Sam Heughan's career. For a split second, Sam sat frozen, his face etched with disbelief. Then, as his name echoed again through the glittering hall, he rose unsteadily, eyes brimming with tears. He embraced his colleagues, trembling as he made his way to the stage. Every step carried the weight of his journey, from a boy in Balmaclellan, Scotland, to an international icon. The audience rose as one, their ovation shaking the walls. Meryl Streep discreetly wiped away a tear. Cillian Murphy nodded with quiet admiration. And in the front row sat Caitríona Balfe, his longtime co-star and closest friend. Her expression glowed with pride, her eyes shimmering with emotion. This was no ordinary applause, it was a standing ovation for a decade-long odyssey. Sam's story had never been a Hollywood fairy tale. He hadn't grown up in the industry or been handed roles with ease. He was a boy from the Scottish countryside, far removed from the glamour of Los Angeles. His early years were filled with struggles, bit parts, failed auditions, and seasons of obscurity. Everything changed in 2014, when he was cast as Jamie Fraser in Outlander. That role catapulted him to global fame but also burdened him with immense pressure. The weight of passionate fan expectations, relentless filming demands, and the responsibility of carrying one of television's most beloved characters. Yet Sam never faltered. He poured his soul into every scene, shaping Jamie Fraser into one of the most iconic figures of modern television. As Outlander concluded in 2025, critics hailed his final season performance as his masterpiece, raw, powerful, and deeply human. But Sam's year didn't end there. In an independent film, he portrayed a broken war veteran clawing for redemption. Though modest in budget, the film showcased his remarkable versatility, earning widespread acclaim and cementing his reputation as a true artist. Together, these roles formed the perfect storm, lifting him to the pinnacle of recognition. When the ovation finally dimmed, Sam clutched the golden trophy, hands trembling. He drew a shaky breath, his voice cracking. "I never thought this moment would come. I was just a boy from Scotland with a dream, and tonight, you've made that dream real." The hall hushed, gripped by the honesty of his words. He thanked producers, directors, castmates, and then his gaze fell on Caitríona. Smiling through tears, he said, "Caitríona, you've been my partner in this journey from the very beginning. I couldn't have done this without your strength, your friendship, and your brilliance." The cameras cut to Caitríona, who dabbed at her eyes, her pride unmistakable. Sam then turned to his fans, his beloved hooligans. "To every single one of you who stood by me, who believed when I didn't, who kept me going when things felt impossible, this award isn't just mine. It's ours." The hall erupted once again, tears streaming down countless faces. Online, millions watching worldwide flooded social media. Hashtag Best Actor Sam Heughan. Hashtag Proud Hooligans. Hashtag From Scotland to Stardom. Backstage, headlines were already forming. Sam Heughan wins big, Hollywood in tears, Outlander star crowned Best Actor 2025. Critics declared this was only the beginning. This opens doors to Oscar campaigns, blockbuster roles, opportunities once unimaginable, one insider remarked. But beyond the industry chatter, the heart of the night lay in Sam's vulnerability, his trembling voice, his raw gratitude, his authenticity. Fans knew they had witnessed not just a victory, but the culmination of years of perseverance. For Caitríona Balfe, the moment carried double weight. She had walked beside him through the highs and lows of Outlander, seen his doubts, his drive, his relentless work ethic. Watching him hold the golden statue, she felt the world was finally seeing what she had always known. Sam Heughan was not merely a star. He was an actor of the highest order. And yet, the true depth of his triumph only emerged later, when Caitríona revealed the unseen struggles behind the glamour. In an emotional interview, she confessed, "People see the sparkle of tonight, but they don't see the struggle. I saw Sam at his lowest. I saw him pour his heart into auditions and be rejected over and over. There were times he questioned if acting was really his path." Her words painted a starkly different portrait. Sam Heughan, now celebrated worldwide, had once been a man on the edge of giving up. Caitríona recalled their early days on the Outlander set. "We were just two actors hoping to honor Diana Gabaldon's story. But I watched Sam carry Jamie Fraser with such dedication. It wasn't just acting, it was sacrifice. He gave his soul to that role." For more than a decade, Sam endured the physical and emotional toll: long nights, exhausting schedules, injuries, illnesses, and the pressure of fans expecting perfection. Yet he never wavered. He gave everything, Caitríona admitted. "There was a time Sam told me he wasn't sure he could keep going. He felt overlooked, boxed in by Jamie, afraid he'd never be seen as anything else. I told him, 'You are more than one role. The world hasn't seen the full depth of you yet.' But he didn't always believe it." At his lowest, Caitríona became his anchor. "We were each other's support system. When he doubted himself, I reminded him of his worth. I wasn't going to let him quit." She also revealed the backstory of the independent film that won him acclaim. He almost didn't take the role. It was small budget, and after Outlander, people expected him to chase blockbusters. But Sam said, "I want to prove I can do more. I want to tell stories that matter." And he did. That's why it resonated, because Sam was living that truth. Her voice broke as she recalled the award moment. "When they called his name, I cried because I knew what it cost him. The doubts, the invisible sacrifices, the nights he nearly gave up. This wasn't just a win, it was survival. It proved every struggle was worth it." Fans online shifted from celebration to reflection. #tearful truth. #Caitríona on Sam. #behind the inspiration. Caitríona's revelations reframed the victory. Sam's award was not just for a role, but for resilience, proof that an artist who endured rejection, exhaustion, and despair could rise to the top without losing his humanity. As Caitríona summed up with one final, trembling sentence: "This win is his, but the journey belongs to all of us who believed."